Sab. It's your Amazing Blue Review update for Friday, February the 16th. And Michigan safety Keon Sabb enters the transfer portal. More on Sabb's movement in a moment. It looks like Michigan head coach Sharon Moore adds on to his coaching staff. Stephen Adegoke was set to return to Ann Arbor this week, but elects to remain with the Houston Texans. And that opens the door as U of M turns its attention to Lamar Morgan, the defensive coordinator and safeties coach at Louisiana. And Morgan is expected to accept the job at U of M and be part of Sharon Moore's coaching staff. Previous to UL, Lamar Morgan coached at Vandy with former U of M defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. Wisconsin D-line coach Greg Scruggs is the presumptive next U of M D-line coach. Scruggs was born and played his high school ball in Cincinnati, Ohio. Former U of M linebacker coach Brian Jean-Marie, who went to Tennessee after U of M, is expected to return to Michigan to fill U of M's linebacking coaching vacancy. To the transfer portal, that's where Michigan safety Keon Sabb has entered his name. Sabb was in the rotation for the Wolverines at safety alongside starters Makari Page and Rod Moore. Because Jim Harbaugh left the program to coach the LA Chargers, current players and signees have a 30-day transfer window. Harbaugh left on January the 24th. Players now have until February the 23rd to enter the portal. So, another week. With the addition of Sabb to the portal, U of M with 9 players now that have put their names in the transfer portal. Sabb, Reese Atterbury, Matthew Hibner, Amarian Walker, Darius Clemens, Jake Thaw, CJ Stokes, Cameron Calhoun, and Joey Velasquez. Stokes is headed to Charlotte, Clemens, Oregon State, Walker goes to Ole Miss, and Velasquez says he will walk on at Ohio State. National Signing Day was the first Wednesday of February, like it is every year, the late signing period. And the Wolverines inked 27 players in the early 24 signing period, and they stayed at 27 until this past weekend. It's when 24 three-star signee Jaden Smith requested and was granted a release from his national letter of intent. So U of M's 24 class sits with 26 players and stays at number 13 overall on Rivals.com's team rankings as of this morning. Michigan has 3 players committed right now to its 25 recruiting class. They got a tight end, 4-star Eli Owens, defensive end Bobby Kanka from Howell, Michigan, and quarterback Carter Smith, who was the 23 Gatorade Player of the Year in Florida. U of M has added a pair of players out of the transfer portal, linebacker Jay-Sean Barham from Maryland, and the other U of M transfer portal addition so far is Northwestern offensive guard Josh Preeb. Both Preeb and Barham were officially added to the U of M football roster late last week. The Michigan football spring game date is set. April 20th, 420, the defending champs will hit the field for the first time since winning the national championship back on January the 8th. It's good news and bad news for Michigan football's outlook for the 24 season. According to ESPN, their SP Plus revealed this week. The good news is Michigan is ranked in the top 5, at number 5. The bad news is that Ohio State, Oregon, and Texas are 2, 3, and 4 in the same rankings, and all of those teams are on Michigan's schedule. Michigan does get the Horns, the Horns and Ducks at home. The Michigan basketball team hosts Michigan State tomorrow night. It's an 8 o'clock tip-off at the Chrysler Center. U of M sits at 8-17 overall with their record. MSU checks in at 16-9 overall. Don't forget, after the game tomorrow night on this feed right here, it's the Michigan basketball post-game live show. Michigan women's basketball team lost on the road last night, 106-89 at number 4 Iowa. Big story of that game, Hawkeyes' Caitlin Clark scored 8 points in the first 3 minutes to surpass Kelsey Plum as the all-time leading scorer in NCAA history. Clark ended the game with a career-high 49 points. Tom Brady took to Twitter after the record.
I just wanted to say congratulations on the record. Like the rest of the country, I've been following along while you chase down my girl, Kelsey, but I know she's proud of you too. So we love witnessing greatness here. Keep your head down, go finish the job, and I'll be watching. Good luck.
Michigan hockey hits the road this weekend for a pair of games at Penn State. Tonight's game starts at 7 o'clock against the Nittany Lions. That's the latest on Michigan. Stay tuned for Good Afternoon Michigan Football. Former Wolverine Jerry Diorio on the show at the top of the hour. And for the latest on U of M, go to the MaizeandBlueReview.com, or as always, go to Michigan.Rivals.com.